Assalamu alaikum. So Pakistan can't fix it itself, but yet is now trying to fix the US-Iran war. Really, you believe that? Pakistan has been making headlines as the so-called mediator between Iran and the US. Now let's get the facts on the table. Let's get this straight. Shehbaz Sharif nominated Trump for a Nobel Peace Prize in the middle of the Gaza genocide. He heaped praise on Trump in one of the most embarrassing moments ever in international relations. It has an army chief, Asim Munir, who Trump frequently refers to as his favourite field marshal, has direct contact with him to allow him to do his bidding. Pakistan is a country that has spent decades fighting America's war on terror, killing tens and thousands of its own people. Pakistan is a leadership that has been unwilling, incapable of resolving the suffering of its fellow Muslim Kashmiri people for decades. A state that couldn't manage tensions with its own Muslim neighbour Afghanistan without killing and bombing hundreds of them, including in Ramadan. And yet we are expected to believe that this same leadership is an independent peacemaker between the United States and Iran? Pause for a moment. Do you really believe that? Let me explain what is truly going on here. We're told Pakistan is mediating, but what does mediating actually mean? Independent influence? Neutral power? The ability to pressure both sides and shape an outcome? Because when we look at real mediators in global politics, a true mediator has leverage over both sides, military, economic, political, diplomatic, and Pakistan has none of that. It operates from a position of dependency, not influence. So look at China brokering the Iran-Saudi deal, for example, or Russia shaping outcomes in Syria through direct influence. These are not states passing messages. These are states with leverage, power, influence over both sides. Now compare that to what Pakistan is actually doing. Let's look at the facts. Pakistan is passing messages between Iran and the United States and vice versa, hosting meetings and calls, engaging other Muslim countries, acting as a communication bridge, and operating within a wider coordinated diplomatic effort, shuttling between capitals China, Saudi, Qatar, Turkey, seeking alignment, direction and support. Now where is the statesmanship in this? This isn't Pakistan leading. That's why commentators have described Pakistan's role as a messenger, a facilitator, a communication channel for the Americans on behalf of the Americans, a job no one else would do or wants to do. And here's the key point. These roles don't emerge in isolation. In modern geopolitics, major powers give their tacit approval and work through such intermediaries and messengers. So the real question becomes, who is setting the agenda for Pakistan? It's obviously not Pakistan itself or Iran. That's right, it's America, of course. What Pakistan is doing, its foreign policy, cannot be understood without understanding its bond, its ties, its relationship with the United States. Because its relationship with the United States shapes everything. It shapes Pakistan's security priorities, its economic stability, and its global positioning. And this isn't new and it isn't temporary. Pakistan has a deep-rooted military cooperation with the United States. It has a long history of security alignment, particularly during the Musharraf and Bush days, the so-called war on terror. Economic dependency tied to IMF and World Bank structures, and a political leadership that consistently always seeks favor in Washington. Structural, existential dependency on America, and when your economy and survival is dependent upon America, your politics follows. And we've seen that political signaling. And we've seen this alignment openly. Shehbaz Sharif nominating Donald Trump for a Nobel Peace Prize in the middle of Gaza genocide. Senior Pakistani leaders openly flattering, praising Trump, signaling their loyalty, their alignment and obedience. And its leadership maintains commercial, financial investments and business connections with the Witkoffs and the figures close to the Trump administration. It only increases Pakistan's value as a facilitator, as a puppet in the eyes of Washington. And we haven't even discussed the critical point, the Munir factor. The most revealing part of this entire story is not the politicians, it's the military. Field Marshal Asim Munir, Pakistan's army chief, and it has strong direct ties with Washington. He has direct channel with the White House. He's visited Washington DC numerous times. Trump frequently refers to him as his favorite field marshal, even hosted him for lunch. Now think about that for a moment. Since when does an army chief lead diplomatic engagement between major powers? That's not normal. That tells you where the real power and alignment sits within Pakistan. So when you combine now all of this, economic reliance, political alignment, military cooperation, a clear pattern emerges. Pakistan operates for America on behalf of America. And right now, America needs Pakistan. There's a lot at stake with global markets reeling, global economies suffering, critical waterways blocked, and a world cursing America for yet another war. America has been desperately looking for a way out strategy and to save face. And that's where Pakistan, the middleman, is extremely useful as a puppet, because Pakistan becomes strategically valuable due to its local position in the region. Pakistan facilitation gives the US three key advantages: distance, deniability, and flexibility. The US can communicate without direct political cost, test positions without commitment, and apply pressure without appearing aggressive through Pakistan. And for that, it needs Pakistan as an intermediary position ones who will do America bidding on its behalf. And Pakistan has gladly stepped into that role on behalf of the US. Just for the record, Pakistan isn't the first country to play this role. We've seen it before. Countries like Qatar, Turkey, Saudi often step in as facilitators, communication channels, or messengers during conflicts, and they act on behalf of the Americans within a wider US-led diplomatic framework. You only need to look at most recent examples when Qatar was hosting negotiations involving Hamas and previously the Taliban. Oman facilitating quite back-channel conversations between the US and Iran. This has been happening for a long time. Turkey positioning itself in the Russia and Ukraine negotiations, and Saudi has been engaging with Sudan and other regional diplomacy efforts. These roles, all of them, align with broader US geopolitical interests. And Pakistan today fits that exact pattern. It acts as a bridge, passing messages and coordinating activities on behalf of America. And this is not new. Pakistan has played a similar role before during the Afghan and Russia conflict. So the question is not just what Pakistan is doing, but why Pakistan is doing it. Why now? Firstly, domestic pressure. At the same time, we got to acknowledge that Islamabad is dealing with serious internal and regional strain, heavy dependence on imported oil, much of it flowing through the very blocked Strait of Hormuz, rising fuel costs domestically, economic pressures building, a population where public sentiment leans towards Iran, a significant Shia population, around 15 to 20%, adding internal balance considerations. So when tensions rise in the Gulf, Pakistan is directly exposed. And then there's the Gulf ties and strategic constraints, because Pakistan is deeply connected and tied to the Gulf. Long-standing financial support from Saudi and the UAE, deposits, aid and oil facilities during economic crises, and strong military cooperation, particularly with Saudi Arabia, as we know from the recent pact signed between Saudi and Pakistan. There have even been defense understandings reinforcing mutual security interests. So when Gulf states are under pressure, Pakistan has to act to maintain those vital dependencies. So what does Pakistan get in return? Pakistan's role isn't just political, it's transactional. In return, it wants to secure continued financial support from its Gulf allies, as has recently been announced by the Saudis and the UAE, exactly what Pakistan needed and wanted. Economic breathing space, which it gets, and perhaps slightly better ties with major global powers, so at least it thinks, and a better diplomatic relevance. Again, that's what it thinks. So when you step back and look at the full picture, this is about the survival of Pakistan, a system which is built upon dependency, operating within a US-led geopolitical framework. You may ask, where is Iran in all of this? So is Pakistan a true brother of Iran? Because we hear this language all the time, brotherly nations. But let's test that claim against reality. Ask yourself honestly, which of these so-called Muslim nation states has truly acted as a brother to Palestine, to Al-Aqsa, to Gaza, or to Sudan or Yemen or Afghanistan or Kashmir? Which brotherly nation stands by while another is bombed, its civilians are killed, its infrastructure is destroyed, and does nothing meaningful to stop it? So let's not pretend this idea of brotherly states is purely hot air, because the reality is this: modern Muslim nation states were not built to be brothers. They were designed, handcrafted, engineered to be divided and fragmented into borders driven by nationalism, split by ethnicity, so that unity becomes impossible. And what do we see today? At best you see alignment based upon a common interest, and at worst you see open conflict and war between Muslim nations. And that's why Gaza burns and others just watch. Sudan collapses and others stay silent. And Yemen is destroyed by fellow Muslim states. Afghanistan is bombed by its Muslim neighbors. If Muslim nations truly acted as one, would we be here today? These nation states don't operate on unity of the Ummah. They operate on self-interest. The Ummah may feel like one body, but the political system ensures its division only. So in conclusion, the truth is that Pakistan has the potential to be a leading global state. It is uniquely positioned within the Muslim world. It has nuclear capability, a powerful and experienced military, strategic geography at the heart of key regions, a large capable population, core foundations to a leading nation. So why doesn't it lead? Why doesn't it act independently? Because despite these strengths, its leadership lacks the ideological leadership. Its leadership isn't visionary. It prefers subservience, alignment, and containment under the existing American hegemony for short-term gains. A perpetual cycle of economic constraints, political pressures, global dependencies, domestic debt, etc., etc. Now imagine if it was truly aligned and united with so-called brotherly Iran and with other Muslim nations, united under the fold of Islam, united by the rope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala under an Islamic caliphate. It should be the world's leading statesman, as once the Ottomans were. People of Pakistan, the Ummah of Iran and beyond must recognize it is only through the political unity of the Islamic Ummah under a caliphate will the Muslim world witness security, true prosperity, and true progress once again. And that is what we need to be calling for and working towards. Unity of the Islamic Ummah and the re-establishment of the Islamic Caliphate, and departure from being a puppet to today's world powers to being a leading nation. Until then, Pakistan will continue to be nothing more than a messenger, a pawn, and a puppet to political games of global powers, and especially America. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.